16th day in the month of March, and the ladies are excited to be back in the studio. Welcome on board to Ladies Lounge right here on Splash 105.5 FM, the integrity station.
Speak for yourself. You said ladies are excited. Speak for yourself. You people ganged up.
To do
I'm not looking. Go and check our YouTube
with
page,
your rim.
our Facebook, our Instagram. I'm not looking like their housemaid in the middle. They made up.
Okay, be the judge.
They glammed up.
The other time we put up a post, I'm like, okay, who is this one? Nobody commented. This one, who is the maid? Who's that star maid? I is the major maid.
I am the major maid.
How did you come up with those categories?
I don't understand.
Well,
but then
we are excited actually. I am excited, and I'm sure that in no time,
even if you're not excited, we are grateful to be here.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. We're actually excited. I just want wine because
oh yeah, now good. 1-0. No, I said let's cleanse our aura. My name is Tumilara Ademo Jimmy.
And I am Ibukunluwa Olagunji, but you can call me Omajuwa.
My name is Folakemi, Maisi.
All right. So, last week we started a conversation around how, some women want to take credit for taking care of their children. How some women want to take credit for taking care of their children and raising their children, especially without the father being present. And we talked about opening up a new conversation entirely about absentee fathers. But the angle we want to come in through today would be when the father is available. Sometimes absentee father could mean that he left or is no more or something. Was it? Yes, I think so.
Yes, something
but
like
in this case, we want to address how that is around though.
It's present.
It's there.
Present. If they say
if they say they want to do family picture, he will feature in the picture.
Yeah. I know.
But when it comes to being responsible in every sense of that word, is not available. Now, so I think we should actually analyze these things based on the effect it would have on the child and then the co-parents who is there experiencing these things. So let me hear from you ladies.
Why are you hearing from this? You don't know that brought issue, yeah?
Of course, let me hear from you ladies.
well, thinking about that one, I think that is the most rampant, right? I mean, we've seen absentee fathers that are not even the picture.
Yeah.
But the ones that are even the picture, but they are not in the picture.
Figure it.
Do you get those people that when it comes to being responsible, when it comes to catering for their home, they are not there, but they want to be regarded. They still want to be respected as men. And I think that those ones are the most rampant. And the kind of society that we find ourselves kind of enable this kind of men, where they say that, no matter what he does, he's the head of the home, he's the father, he should be kiniko, he should be kiniko. So they feel like they can just, get away with quite a number of things. And it's really, really quite sad. But my question would be, how did we get there? How did we get to bring up such men that end up just being figureheads at home?
So sometimes I think it might be psychological, how that it might be. So for some persons, let me start from the angle of they were not prepared for it. And I understand that nobody ever is fully prepared for these things. But for some of them, maybe...
How do you mean you're not prepared for it? Because nobody, it doesn't fall for heaven. You know how people make joke and they say, Oma, you're pregnant. You if you understand, it doesn't just jump at you in case you don't understand Yoruba. And how people will say, maybe you were not expecting the child, it just came, but you were having unprotected sex, which means that you would know that there's a probability of a child happening. Now the child has happened. You participated in the action. You had the energy to participate in the action. You not have the energy to participate in taking care of the bills that the action has brought.
You had the strength to go 30 hours. No, stop.
Like they would say that beauty was near to Koshi. Then she married. I mean, paraphrased. Meanwhile, these things have been happening since the days of our four. In fact, if there's something like 6 fathers, you understand. And now, it is still happening. It is not even the case of you fell pregnant or not. Some people, they carry themselves with their daddy and their mommy. And they have an auntie to go and say they want to go and pluck flowers. So after plucking flowers, those who are going to wet the flowers, is it one plug it until you die? No. Now you wet the flower now.
Yeah.
Or wetted. Is it wet or wet?
Wet the flower.
The flower now grew now. The flower decided to multiply.
Yeah. When you are removing the flower from the root, you know that you put another root.
That you not be present. Now, shout out to mothers who are mothers and fathers. And of course, shout out to fathers who are fathers and mothers. Because as it is,
Hey,
presentation today. And you would think that she actually said it well.
I don't know the complete saying.
Yeah. So for this kind of thing, it's important for the person who is the I don't want to say the victim, or on the receiving end, to first of all own it, accept that this is my cross that carries the taxi. I'm going to bear it. And you know, the way we women are, we like to just paddle or pad things. We like to make it seem like, no, daddy okon nini, daddy okon ire. That's the kind of person he is. No. If you're going to be a father, please be a complete father.
But as much
I understand that sometimes this absenteeism is it's in various ways. Some people will tell you that once I'm at home, and then once I'm just available to you people, it's just fine. You understand? Yeah. But the truth is, why will you just be bearing father? And when it comes to financial responsibilities, you're not there. When it comes to the child being wayward, you're saying that go and meet your mother and all of that. Yeah. Some people don't even regard their father as their father. They just say, mommy, they said we should do this.
I think I saw a post actually. Sorry to cut you, Omajuwa. I saw a post that this girl said she has a dad, but she also does not have a dad.
I was going there that, you know, sometimes as much as some men are not present, there are some that are present but not in the way that. Let's talk about the children now.
The upbringing. Yeah,
we've seen parents that believe that once I pay your school fees, once you
pretty
eat,
much everything.
Once you wear clothes, whether it's cloth from 1960 that you've been wearing till now, as long as you share cloth, you're good to go. Whereas there are some things that to the children it matters more. For some people, it is the emotional availability of the father.
Yes.
To some people, it is you remembering that I am a girl child. I will need pad. I will need undies. I will need to be able to talk to you when I have challenges with my friends or wherever it is. And you find this men just saying, what's this family? How much is it? Let me just hear this.
Those ones are not absolutely absent.
That's what I'm saying.
But
that
they're emotionally absent. Emotionally, they're not there for the child. People. But now, I totally understand where you're coming from. But you know, I started from a particular place where I said, it might be psychological, they might not be prepared for it. So there's a place of how our parents also prepared us for what is coming. Some people also had fathers who were not present for them.
I thought you agreed that we should do better than our parents did.
I know. You know, there's a thing about...
Yeah. Because if you do... Okay, that one is worse now. Do good, better, you know.
Do best or what? Or just do something.
But you know, to me, please let me cut you short a bit. You said that for some parents, for some people, they were not prepared for it. Uncle, they said you were not informed. First year, you were not informed. Where's Bobby Patience? Second 5 years, you were not informed. Your kids grew from primary school to secondary. You still were not informed.
I know.
What kind of information do you now?
But talking about
what kind of preparation do you need?
Talking about the being informed.
Yeah.
I think there's also the place of holding men accountable. We've seen women that make excuses for this man. They say, no, his father too was not in the picture. He doesn't have money. He doesn't have money. Just making excuses for this man instead of holding them accountable. We've seen men that maybe if they've been challenged to take up the responsibility to man up, maybe they would actually come to the fore. And also some people, oftentimes they feel like, maybe they were married before and they feel like, he has left us, so I don't want the society to be like I'm the one begging the man to come back. So instead of doing the necessary things that would probably challenge that man to, if not come back into the marriage, take responsibility for the children that has been brought to
So as much as I don't want to go back, sometimes some women do not want the man around because they don't want to constantly open healing wounds. So now there's a place of this person and me got married because we thought that
it was going to work.
It was going to work. Now it's not going to work. And every time I even see this child that looks like
I'm reminded of the father.
Of how much I had to go through. So some women might not want the father around that child for that reason. So it might just now form the reason why they have to be strong for themselves.
I want to add this to what you just said, being strong. You see, sometimes we women, we are the ones killing ourselves. You can be, I think we discussed something like that. It's okay to be weak.
It's okay to need help.
You don't always have to be a superwoman. Because you say some of us, we have our partners, Jay. Because you are a superwoman while you were single, you are now owning everything. You are buying this, you are doing this. Before you are not even going to table anything to him. And this guy maybe is coming half responsible. And now he gets into the hand of a strong and a superwoman who is his wife, and then he just decides and say that, my wife will do it, your mother will do it. It's not as if he's not capable, but you have spoiled him.
So are we is laziness.
Exactly.
I understand the place of indulging these people, but are we saying that if a person is not trying to take some responsibilities during talking stage, during the first phase of the relationship, can we say that it is likely that this person will leave you to shoulder those responsibilities?
Other people that will be making joke. Now you go carry me come back today. Now you go pay.
Like rich woman, you have money.
I heard that gist, I think last night. And someone was saying that a partner would be like, she'll say, can I take you out today? So what am I doing? First, she will take you to dinner, you will follow her. She'll take you to lunch, you follow her. Can you come?
But you know that these days conversations around bring something to the table, be able to stand up for yourself also comes up.
We all have our strengths. We all have whatever we are representing on the table. Representing or bringing something to the table does not mean that as a because see, I am all for rebellion. I am all for challenging the norm. But there's some norm that, what I would like to know, they naturally a man is positioned to be a provider. Yes, the woman can support, the woman can nurture, the woman can do this, but that position of providing is not for you to be saying, my woman has money. Is a red flag.
I think it's even a thing of shame. If a man feels like because his woman is responsible financially.
Can we just prefer some solutions to all these absent, present but absent? She amabere sini na kowaladni the old age one or for those of us that we are not married, should we start to point these things out now?
I even think that it would be nice for us to touch on.
Daddy won't care. Hey,
but you are responsible.
They will go chop for outside.
Then those people not take care of themselves.
Of course, absolutely. But I'm looking around, talking about the effects it has on the child.
Before we go there,
and then so the reason I'm saying that is, it will help us understand why they should do better, and also help everyone listening right now to understand why they should do better. If we can actually highlight some of the effects it has on the child and the person that is being present.
Before we go there, right, let me just answer the question that Mighty asked. I think for me, it has to start from childhood. It has to start from where a child is being nurtured. We have to get to that point where the fact that my father was absent does not mean that I have to raise my child to be absent to his family as well, to catering for his family as well. We have to be able to man up and say that, you know what, this curse, this whatever generational whatever
this trend,
this trend, it has to end in my lineage. What do they call it? In my time, it has to come to an end. Because some people even take pride in saying, my mother is the strong woman, is the woman that.
In fact, some men will say that my mother used to do this and that. Why are you asking me for this?
I think
that's one of the effects.
I think I've heard
that's one of the effects.
Beautifying Sapphire.
Yes, if your mother actually did all of these things, you understand.
It's amazing.
It does not necessarily mean that the trend has to continue.
Yeah.
And you, as a girl, if your mother did it does not necessarily mean that you have to shoulder all the responsibility and be suffering.
I think my second point would now be women also have to stop indulging this men. Challenge the men to take the responsibility for whatever it is that they've contributed to. And if it's not going, and women have to also stop taking, I wish I can use the word that I want to use right now, unnecessary mess. Because some women take the mess so much that it becomes not appearing messy to the men. I was having a conversation.
They get used to it. I was
having a conversation.
Normalize this
with somebody, and the person was saying that it brings it brings whenever he wants. He is married, right? Whenever he wants to have a quote unquote fun time, he brings different girlfriends home because his orientation is that he cannot go spend money at hotels. So his wife is used to just do your thing, get water for you when you're done, have your bath and go.
And if you get water for you, and to put anything costing women.
I'm trying to.
Hey.
Somebody said you couldn't even go because
at the end of the day,
the idea was we were three having that conversation, right? And I was the only lady. The other guy was not saying, we thought he was joking, right? And to him, we were the ones. The other guy that was telling him that even if you want to do your runs, you shouldn't bring it the disrespect to your wife.
At home, yeah.
He was appearing like that guy that was saying
nonsense.
What seems better was the one saying nonsense because the mess has been embraced so much by the wife that does now become what is normal. So women have to also call men out on their messes and not just. It links to what we talked about.
Not grief for anybody. I think it's short. Women should not grief. But I think to
know what you can take and what you cannot take.
To speak to men that,
I know. But to speak to what Omajuwa said, I think sometimes, like we're having a conversation upstairs earlier, and someone was saying that sometimes you wouldn't see these things coming. And when they begin to show up during the marriage, divorce might not be an option.
Revolt at any slight indication of such mess.
If you want to revolt, sometimes you might not get the backup or the support that you need. Because a friend of mine was sharing with me how that she was married for a bit, and then her husband was seeing someone else. And when she found out, she went to meet his family members, and they said, "She be come man no." She be come man no. To what no she bon fue she be lie long be. That kind of thing. So sometimes
it's okay. All right.
To be all right.
Check up on them on our YouTube.
So sometimes
I wish I can say what I want to say.
The support that the woman needs, she's unable to get it. And trust me, this person was fresh in the marriage. I mean,
not even the one
very
that is the man. And
fresh.
I feel
no, like you are not telling us this story.
You understand? Like, what are you talking about?
So where I'm going now is that there are times when the woman does not have the emotional support. Probably financial support. We've discussed this earlier this year.
I think for me,
when we're saying that sometimes because you know that the money that he will leave you with or that you'll be left with after the divorce or the breakup will not be enough for you to cater for yourself and the child. So because of that, they will now say Tori Obirin, Tori Amalo Birin Gbele Oko, Tori Amala Shenduro, Amama Endure. So
that's
people around you might begin to start to preach endurance.
That's the outstanding part in this conversation. That was the point that I could pick out. Because sometimes men do certain things because they know that no matter what they do, that particular woman is not going anywhere. And sometimes one of the reasons why such women will not go anywhere is that they're financially dependent on that man.
But sometimes circumstances put you there. I think right now we're not making it.
It starts from the beginning, like we said, nip the bud. Immediately you see it. Stop. Stop covering.
But do you know that some are just some are just unstoppable. You understand? So how do we now cope? Imagine that I have an absentee husband or father of my child. Amen. How do I cope? How do I make my children not be bitter towards their father? Because sometimes, most of the time, these children, they know, they see, they understand.
They just don't want to.
You get. How do you even put them in that position of when they now go and they want to do more? You now say, just indulge your father also. These things are difficult.
So for me,
I belong to the category of people that
if you don't
once you are absent till that child grows up, the idea of his wedding, someone and that is not going to happen.
No, but he was present physically. He was not going to happen. Emotionally, financially, he's not absent.
Please,
I
would like to quote Layi now. People that did not sow for you should not reap what you have won. To be honest, if they did not sow for you, they should not reap it. That's the thing.
But really, where is that place? Now, I want to be a Christian today and not Aminatu. Now, where is the place of respect your father and your mother so that your days will be long?
Even the Bible, the Bible that said that. So the Bible that said that also said parents do not provoke your children. That's in Ephesians. So while we're telling parents.
Hallelujah.
Oh Lord, love it. Okay.
So while we're telling parents that, while we're telling children, obey your parents, honor your father, your mother, that their days may be long. We're also telling parents that do not provoke your children. And as a father or as a mother, once you are able to find strength and courage to walk away from your own offspring, don't worry, you
continue the
you
work.
have provoked that child. So let's take it back to the solutions. If I would say the first thing, I think it would be that we should first accept the situation for what it is. Some people live in denial. It's coming back. Maybe so they're making excuses, or maybe work is taking him away, he's there, he's busy, is the job, is overwhelming him, but that's where the money is coming from. So accepting that this person is not present, I think that's the first step.
And respecting does not mean that it's just the way they say that forgiveness is not you forgetting as a person. And another practical example that I can think of right now is Bimbo Ademoye. There was this interview where she was talking about how her mom left them while she was growing up.
Yeah,
now she's catering for the woman, like, according to what she said in that interview. Anyway, she provides for her from time to time, but you could tell that there's still that boundary. Yeah, there's that boundary. So I'm not going to disrespect you, because whether you like it or not, you're still the father that fathered my person. But just that there's some access that you cannot have.
You can't. Even if you want to have it, will not work.
Do you get?
Flow.
There's some things that are earned. So I'm not going to disrespect you, but there's still some things, some important things that you wouldn't have access to. The mother that was there has to be recognized for the sacrifice that she must have made.
Or the father.
So it gets tricky.
Yeah.
So I remember we talked about sister last week. I hope you know that sister tried to be there for her children, but when it comes to finances, she could not hack it.
No, she did what she could,
but she could not hack it. That's why when the man came, he was able to sweep the children off their feet. So sometimes it gets really tricky and crazy. That's why, as much as possible, I feel like once the children become or begin to grow up, they have an idea what is going on. Because one thing parents also do is that they try to shield the children off the information, because they're feeling, don't hate your dad.
But when they grow, they will know.
When they grow, they will know. But sometimes it might be too late. I feel like they need an understanding.
Let me quickly add this. Do you know that there are some parents? There are some parents that they are physically present, and on other ways they are absent. And they are doing this not because they know that it is wrong, but because their partners have not even called them to it. So, okay. Let's go. Some of them. And the next they say, should be you. I told you that you're supposed to do this. Okay. So from inception, do not indulge. Do not keep quiet. Woman. Whether you're a man or a woman, if there are expectations with your partner, say it. I expect you to do this. I expect you to do that. Even in assignments, in PTA meetings, in some of these things. For the boy child also, some parents, some fathers are just absent in their growing up, and they do not know their left from their right. They just my father did not tell me, it's okay. Some father cannot even say that, this is how to dress up. And
that's why people don't know how to knot a tie.
Yeah.
They don't know how to knot a tie because...
No. And you see this issue of not knotting tie, it's even a bit of some... There are some people that they cannot do some certain things. I don't know what it's called. But there are some things that they cannot do some certain things.
But I feel like if you're... so the thing about it is, even if you don't know how to knot it... So I have a tie that I got from my dad. I don't know how to knot a tie, but I told him to knot it for me, and I collected it. So if I want to wait, I'll just loosen it.
How do you wash it? It's not easy, so.
No, I just got it.
I just preparing your mind to wash it.
I think I'll have to now figure out how to
wash it, because
the point I'm trying to prove here is that there's some little things that children have been lacking, but that they did not know. So that's why when it comes to building the kind of life you want for yourself, it might be hard when you don't even have an idea. Because some parents will shield you and say, don't have a lot of friends, don't do this, don't that. Before you know it, you are growing up in a house and you are growing up with little or no knowledge.
And bringing it back, right? For me, I think what I would want to leave a girl child with will be linked to one of the inspirations that I talked about last week as well. Learning that it is okay for you to say no. Learning that it's okay for you to say that I do not want to be in this situation, whether at the beginning or anymore. Because sometimes some people get to one junction and they feel like, I don't want to be here anymore, but they feel like, where do I start from? Where do I go from here? And that's why they find themselves stuck. And it starts with the parent. Understanding to tell your child that respecting and honoring a man does not mean that you do not call him out respectfully when he messes up.
Don't let's just call his attention.
Whenever
honestly,
whenever he messes up, because when you keep digesting a lot of, there's a way that they say that we mold the kind of man that we want. There's a way that you teach a man, and it starts with when you see that there's something that is wrong, pointing it out and not just talking of that. I don't want to be seen as a nag or as a petty woman. No. But like I said, respectfully pointing these things out and standing your there's a place of compromise, right? But know that there are some things that once you know that you cannot take, be true to yourself, and that helps as well.
Yes, it does. And as much as possible too, I think we are in the phase where we are raising children too, so we can start to do better with the ones we want to raise, because in the end some things have been set in stone somehow, but we can still change them. So as much as possible, as we are trying to talk to our females, don't take no, don't take yes if you want to know, also the males too should know how to handle a woman, how to take care of the family, and just be there.
And vice versa.
There's some women,
and the fact that you had bad example as a man does not mean that you have to be that bad example.
Exactly. People should choose the kind of life they want for themselves. And one thing I wanted to add is that there are people who also do not know how to be there for their children, because like I said before, they did not know their parents were not there for them. A man will say, oh, I'm having some kinds of dreams, and they say, shut up, go and read the Bible, go and do this, you're not able to express yourself. So if you're not careful, you grow up feeling like you don't need to express yourself. I mean, I've had conversations with a guy who told me that issues are normal. You don't have to talk about it. Like, if you're sad, then you don't need to be. That when you talk about it, sometimes you're just trying to maybe elongate the issue.
Or amplify it. Big deal.
Because if it was like, whatever you're facing is okay, don't talk about it.
Psychology is simply the study of the mind. Yeah. And studying your mind, taking that time to take out to nurture your mind and growing as a person. Also helps.
2024.
Oh, good. It helps.
I'm glad to learn that.
Okay. So, I think our time is almost up and all that. But for me, if you grew up with a parent or a father or a mother that was presently absent or absently present, do not say that it's okay for you to now continue your life with that kind of man. Please know what you want. Choose a better kind of person to be your own partner, and their life is just
there's a place of PTSD too. And sometimes when people see patterns, they run. So sometimes you might need to seek help if you need.
That's important.
So redefine your mind.
And some patterns look at the patterns and they are not the patterns.
Exactly.
So please,
so you are scared. You are always running.
So ask for help, ask for assistance, so that you can identify if is this it. Some red flags are purple and orange, and you're not too sure.
Just put in effort to do better.
To be a better person, no matter what happened to you as a child.
We beg for today.
Please be better. We have to go now, but the show returns next week, Saturday, same time, here on Splash 105.5 FM. We love you. I want you to know that the video will be up on YouTube at Splash FM 105.5. My name is Tumilara Atemuchimi.
And you can also catch us on and you can also catch us on Facebook and Instagram at Splash FM 1055.
You need to see our gestures. Please go and check us. Drop your comments and the feedback. My name is Folakemi and
I am Omajuwa.